Hello there and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. This time I want to talk a little bit about Arlecchino. Mainly, what you actually need for Arlecchino. Now, I'm not really a guide maker of any sort, and I don't think I'll ever really be able to be a guide maker, as even with all the info I feel like I'm not really qualified for that kind of thing. For that, you have all of the other guide makers. Go watch them once Arlecchino comes out. But I wanted to make a tiny bit of a checkpoint video for my channel slash account slash free Arlecchino, right? Because I want to pull for her. I want to pull for her C2, no weapon, because I've thought about it far. And I feel like an R5 deathmatch is going to be fitting quite well on her, alongside giving her around the same amount of attack, the bonus attack damage that her weapon would. But the only thing I would be losing would be the Bond of Life, which with C2 shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, so yeah, if you don't already know what you need for Arlecchino, I guess this is going to be quite an informative video anyways, so that's also a bonus. So let's get into it. What do you actually need for Arlecchino? Well, first things first, you're going to need, where are they, if I can find them? You're gonna need rainbow roses. These, I feel like, were the easiest things to actually get because there's a ton of them around Fontaine. I had like 20 before I started farming, and in like 2 rounds of 2.5, you could say, like 3 technically rounds of getting rainbow roses, I was able to get them all. So that's that. Really easy to find. Where are the? I think there other things are in here. I'm talking about the character gems. Yeah, I haven't really went around to get the gems. At least at this point, the agate chunks, because the new boss might drop them. The boss doesn't really have a pyro specific design, but the boss might drop them, and if not, I have a lot of like hydro gems and electro gems and stuff like that, even geo gems. I didn't think I had that many. Well, I have a lot of everything other than dendro, pyro, and anemo. Anyway, I have a lot of the other gems in order to actually craft the new ones. Well, not the new ones, the pyro ones that I need for later. In here as well, I have went ahead and actually gotten the necessary talent materials as well. The Order, Philosophies of Order, Guide to Order, and Teachings of Order. These, I thought initially, would be a lot harder to get and would take a lot longer. It took around 2 weeks of farming on the days when the actual philosophies were on, right? Then I crafted them, and I first crafted everything into purples, and then everything into blues, and then at the end I got the teachings. So everything is prepared to get her to level 90. I also have a ton of books, which I think are at the top. I have almost 1,000 books, which I really should start using on some of my other characters that are 80 out of 90, but we'll see about that. There's still a ways off until 9,999. But yeah, with these, and I also have, speaking of talent materials, I have a ton of Fatui materials. I didn't even think I had this many. It's now that I take a proper look at how many grey ones I have. But yeah, there were a lot of commissions in Sumeru and now in Fontaine that require you to kill a lot of Fatui. And because that, I just got them naturally by doing my commissions. So with these out of the way, I should be pretty much able to get her to level 90 with level 10 talents. But you might be asking, there's something left here, right? What about the boss materials and the weekly boss materials? Well, tough luck on those. Those are locked behind 4.6. As you might have seen in the trailer, the new boss is a centaur that looks to be modeled after like either Greek or Roman architecture stuff, so that's awesome. And I will have to farm him. I'll also have to do the new Arlecchino weekly boss. Oh my god, it looks so good, right? but I'll also have to do that one. And unfortunately, because of how weekly bosses are, I will get at most 3 weekly boss materials. So at max, I believe I can get all my skills to 777 or 888. I don't remember. I think it's a for level 7 it requires a boss material. But yeah, that's going to take a while in order to get her to a proper full build. But yeah, we'll see about that. And speaking of those, I don't actually know where the dream solvents are, now that I think about it. I also have 31 crowns of insight because I don't really crown an ability unless I really like the character and I really like their ability, or it's a very powerful ability. But yeah, I think she's going to be truly my first ever triple crowned character, mainly because I pre-farmed and I don't need to actively farm her. Oh, perfect placement actually. So yeah, I have 39 Dream Solvent, so no matter what happens, I will have enough to actually turn every boss material into the necessary one, because the new boss, the Arlecchino boss fight, will have 3 different drops, most likely, like every other weekly boss before her. So yeah, it's entirely possible I'll get all 3 drops, if I do get 3, specifically in literally none to be the one that I actually require. But I do have 39 Dream Solvent. I also have 5 condensed resin ready for the new artifact domain. Yes, the new artifact seems to be the best in slot for her, because if I recall correctly, though I haven't looked it up again, it does have something to do with Bond of Life, and since Arlecchino always has a Bond of Life, it's going to be a really good set on her. But yeah, I have the 5 condensed resin. I will have my 160 when the day rolls over, and I also have 128 fragile resin. I don't think I've used more than like 10 fragile resin ever since I started back in 2.1. So if it really asks for a couple thousand resin to get her to a proper OP state, I'll put the resin in. I have more than enough. And in here there's also the wishes, but truth be told, that one I can just go in this screen, in the wishing screen. And I have 240 wishes here. And I also have, in history, if it's gonna open, I have another 50 pity in the wish history. Because I pulled for Navia back in December, I think it was. I'll just see in just a tiny bit. Yeah, it was 21st of December. And then I just did another 50 pulls in order to try to get Chevreuse. Because I thought, well, Chevreuse is a pyro character that focuses on the electro reaction, and also buffs pyro and electro, and I was like, if Arlecchino, because this was way back before there were any real leaks either, I thought to myself, if Arlecchino is really good with Chevreuse, I need to get at least C0 Chevreuse. I think I did another 20 pulls or so. Oh, right, because Gaming came out after. Yeah, and I did a 10 pull and I got Gaming and Farazan. True, I forgot about Gaming. But yeah, so in total right now, I have 290 wishes for a C2 Arlecchino. If I get the worst luck ever, I'll get C1. That is going to full 90 pity and having to lose every 50-50. That requires me to have around 360 wishes, which 60 wishes would be doable with all the new content in 4.6, but that is left to be seen, and I really hope I win my 50-50s and get at least like 1 or 2 early, but that's going to be for the pool video. And as for the weapon, I do have a level 90 Staff of Homa. True, but I kinda wanna keep the weapon on Hu Tao, you know? I do have the Dialogue of the Desert Sages that I level 90'd, cause specifically for Chevreuse. Unfortunately, it seems like Arlecchino doesn't really have any HP scaling, and her Bond of Life is percentage HP. So it's a well, not percentage HP, it's a percentage that goes up to 100%. It's not based on her HP, so that doesn't matter in the slightest. That's when I thought, why not go for the deathmatch? I was thinking about getting the battle pass specifically to get the around 9 wishes. I think you get in total. You get 5 intertwined plus 680 primo gems, which, well, actually that's like, oh yeah, that's like 9 wishes. That's almost a 10 pool for every battle pass. So I was like, why not? I was almost done with the first one. I've done this current one, and I'll also be done with the next one. Hopefully I'll get another couple wishes from there before the Arlecchino banner goes away. And I level 90'd it. It's also a bit more crit rate. It's like less base attack, I know. And at R5, it's like 28%. No, wait. So R3 is 24. It's 32% when there's at least 2 enemies. And if there's fewer than 2 enemies, the attack is increased by way more. By 42%. So yeah, I feel like in total, like, okay, sure, versus multiple enemies, it's going to be less powerful than the signature weapon, but versus single enemies, it should be on the same level of the signature. And because at C2, you get a lot more bond of life from the enemies that you charge attack after you use the skill, it should be okay without having the bond of life from her weapon. Now, of course, I will not be having the sized animations, but those are not really that important if you ask me. But yeah. So just to quickly recap, you need rainbow roses, Fatui insignias, agate gems, philosophies of order, and 3 crowns of insight if you do want to crown Arlecchino, that is. And of course, all of the boss materials that will be needed to be farmed after Arlecchino actually comes out. But yeah, I am really excited for her. She is, or at least she looks to be kind of like a side grade to Hu Tao, sort of like you can choose to play Hu Tao if you want to go for a more charge attack based play style that's way more nukey. Or like you have the charge attack that's kind of like a nuke, you have your burst that's a nuke and stuff like that, or you can choose to go for Arlecchino, which is a more normal attack sort of character where you do have to do the charge attack and the abilities and stuff, but that's mainly to build up the possibility for you to do a lot of damage with your normal attacks. It's more of a preference thing here. Yeah, if I did forget anything, please let me know down in the comments, because I'm not sure if this is indeed everything. If it is, well, lucky me. Anyway, if you did enjoy watching this video and watching me ramble on about a character that's not even yet released, why not leave a like, comment, or subscribe? Either way, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.